beautiful ether. Well, good evening. Just had some extra energy. Save it. I'll stop today, so wanted to do some fishing this season, and I have some tackle, but not too much. I figured I would sort it. Literature. Every time I go on my sorting, I get so nervous, and I don't know why. It's just yeah. So I got some things like this, and I've never really used words like that. I don't have a pole right now, a working pole. Most of this is from my grandpa. My stuff, unfortunately, was sold in a yard sale, but that's okay. I'll start a poll. For some reason it doesn't automatically. Okay. This kind of hot at this point. It's a little chilly. Nice weather out. So I'll probably make a freshwater fishing area and then a saltwater fishing area. Pretty coolers. I don't know if they're in here. I wonder where the set is. I really like decorating hooks. Okay, cool. Alright, so jelly lures, is that what they're called? Ooh, caught my eye right quick. I think I'm just gonna keep this in my active tackle box for like moral support, because that's really cute. First, I'm just going to, I use this cake pan just for about anything, like whether it be transporting seeds or hooks or shells. I don't know if you can't see that. A giant bucket of shells. Those are from a while ago though. I really want to start decorating some pots. Do maybe mortar and shells, and then glass. When a plate breaks, I tend to keep it if it has designs on it, and I'll shelter it further. And for instance, some of my grandpa's plates he brought back from Okinawa was broken, so what I did was just broke it into smaller pieces and tried to get the design, and took some lead-free solder for stained glass, and it's just copper tape. The solder, and then you just put the copper tape, and really, really fun. You could pretty much frame anything. I haven't tried wood, although I really want to, because it'll burn the wood. However, it will look really nice, and it would be sweet for a coaster. Beads. I wonder what's going on with the surface. Just gonna start from scratch, because I think I'm gonna just use this because it's the only thing I have that's not awkward to carry, but also big. Bunch of swivels. See, I grew up fishing. However, in adulthood, I kind of fell off of it. I don't know many people that fish personally, and other than Snapper, but we haven't been out. But we all have fishing license, fresh water and salt water, and are ready. I'm looking for spots. It's really chilly out here. Put that sweater just keeps getting caught on stuff, and being that I'm sorting hooks, it's probably not the best thing to wear. Ooh, that meaty boy. I really like decorating hooks. I'll put feathers, peacock feathers, anything on them. If anybody wants some decorated hooks. I want to try at least every craft and every hobby. At least once. And a lot of like crafts and hobbies that I learn are become acquainted with, I end up using in other crafts. And like a lot of little handcrafts are just really worth using. You never know what other facets of life they'll come in handy. So that's all of these. I'm gonna get that one a break. This looks tired. I believe this to be from probably the late 80s. I know it's been in my family for a while. I've been fishing with this box since I was an infant. Plano. I really like the coloring of the logo. And it's quite yellow, so I wonder if through step I've become acquainted with the channel called 8-Bit Guy, and he deploys this method, and I guess it's pretty top notch for whitening old plastic by using Jesus Christ, peroxide. And I was listening to music. I really like, I don't know what it is about, I think it's because I wouldn't really know about azalea banks if I didn't hear like all the controversies first. I don't want to misspeak, but it's Palo Sante or Palo Mayombe. I forget what she practices specifically, but that's how I found out about it. What's that? It's like a grease? I'm not sure what that is. This is kind of like some of my grandpa's like extra fish tackle boxes that, oh, ain't that sweet. It's a little pink guy. I'm also gonna keep with, ooh, that's nice. Alright. I'm just gonna try to keep things that are, stuff that I use. Maybe snag hooks, I believe they're called. And, I really want to go on fishing trips with people, and this is going to sound really ridiculous. I feel really bad when I catch something, but I really love fish. I'm just so used to it. When I was a kid, I pretty much ate seafood, and I thought it was normal. I mean, it's free food. The gas for boat, so it can be good, or can get pretty intense, but free food. And here in Florida, along the coast you have cobia, huge, and it produces a lot of food, or it provides a lot of food, as well as sand perch, which, like if you fillet both sides, it's pretty much like 2 really big fish fillets, and just really good food that's really always available. And if anyone is familiar with Singer Island, there is an area around there called Peanut Island, and there was an old tiki bar, I believe it was called Tiki Bar. It's shut down, unfortunately. It was there forever, but that's one spot that's like a guaranteed sand perch spot. They travel in schools, and they're small, but I tell you what, you could catch a bunch at once and feed, like, your family with clean, food. And like, yeah, people say boats or whatever, they're not eating dye, they're not, they're feeding on, feeding in the water that we swim in, and I, you know, skin's your biggest organ, and if you find swimming in the water, I feel like so, you know, I don't know. But all I know is I want to get back out there because, every day the food at the, like, I don't want to, like, just chain supermarkets just doesn't look real. Like, the apples are all one size. And there's a sign now that says that they wax everything, which, you know, whatever. But this, I don't know. Luckily enough, there are plenty of other types of markets here that have real produce. I don't mind if there's, like, bruises or deformities. I don't mind at all. I'd rather that than all these, like, things that don't brown and they taste like nothing. They taste like... I really like fruit. Fresh fruit is one of, like... As soon as you take a bite of fresh fruit, like, you're transported to paradise. It doesn't matter where you are. And a lot of the local fruit markets are a little off the intrusive thoughts. Yeah. Go to sleep and have a bunch of energy, and I can't really focus on any projects or anything. And I really want to start fishing. I live pretty dang close to the coast here in South Florida, so I mean, it's kind of silly not to be. And, I don't know. Can't really find any, Florida seafood. It's wild. Or Florida oranges. And, I guess not as much as normal. Even the local fruit stands, I noticed, it get, just like the same produce that you'd find at Publix rather than... And I know it's hard to stock local stuff, like, all the time, but it's kind of becoming inescapable. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with all these gelatinous worms. One of my favorite... this one slapped. This one's a good one. I think maybe actually it's a little too late. Anyway. Just existing. Oh, oils. Those are nice. Ooh. Pretty much, if you are a, I guess, I don't know what to say these days, a dude, just a regular lad. You're getting fishing lures for me for Christmas. I don't know what it is. I just love decorating them so much, and like, there's very few people in my life that I can give a decorated fishing lure. So yeah, I really can't wait to start doing that. What's going up now is the permaculture kits. So I don't know how to exactly ship them, but cuttings and because I want to ship them like presentable. I don't want to just like ship them regular, but I think I'm just gonna ship them regular, like in a Ziploc with wet paper towels and each ends. I have a little nursery, just like a local nursery, so I'll trade and stuff like that. Just every spring and summer, I try to stay outside as much as possible and grow as much as possible with as little as possible. So what I'm trying now is to put little garden sets together and really just get them to everybody I can that's in something. Chia, tree spinach, and it's really cold, so excuse the shivering. Chia, tree spinach for your greens, and that year-round food. The leaves, boiled, keep their they don't just fall apart, and like a spinach would, but spinach has its place too, and perfect in scrambled eggs, and just about anything you can put spinach in, and year round, it's the leaf of the tree. All you have to do is boil it and change the water and boil it again. I boil it twice. Some people boil it once because of the tannins, I believe. But yeah, chia, C-H-I, oh my god, C-H-A-Y-A, and it's one of those trees that if you see it, there's two types that I know of, one with a broader leaf and one with a more like kind of pointy leaf. I'm just entering the void though. You could just break a piece of the branch off and stick it in the ground, no rooting hormone or anything, and not even watering it, and you'll have that. And then on top of that, there's cassava, which 9 times out of 10, if you live in an area that you could grow cassava, you could just go on Facebook Marketplace, and anybody who grows it near you is always giving cuttings away, guaranteed. And so make sure some of that's in it, because even this, oh, it's cold, really cold. Oh, I wonder what temperature it is. So, it has notches on it, and each notch will grow a plant, and the cassava is also, I believe, called yucca. I don't know. Well, anyway, cassava is where you get tapioca, and you do have to prepare it right, but that's what the internet is for. And the roots, the tuberous roots, huge, massive, and that's your starch. You could cook it like a sweet potato. Well, when you process it, I believe you let it soak for 7 days, stuff like that. Tropical fruits tropical plants can be intense, but so there's your starch and your greens, and then a medicinal plant that I love growing because it's self-seeding and delicious. It's jewels of opar. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I can't believe she got to make it to 20. That's amazing. Audrey was my toothless cat, and rest in paradise. 20 years old, still blows my mind. It's 2 days. She's seen the world, and she has. When I adopted her from the shelter in Palm Beach County is called Peggy Adams, and the reason why I say the name is because once a year they do free dog adoptions, and times are crazy. I'm trying not to say that because it just, not every corner of the world has to be consumed by that, and there should be some clear spaces that's just like, but everyone should have a friend right now. Like, it's, I don't know. I know after, I'm a hermit, and Snap is a hermit too, and so fine during pandemic, or fine during isolation, but the isolation carried on, and it carried on through the winter, and it just, oh my god. And seeing it in so many comment sections, wild. Like, we all went as a group to the beach today, and it was surreal, and it was so simple. See, I'm so used to the beach as, like, the place to go, because 9 times out of 10, 9 times out of 10, it's free. And there's plenty of beaches with free parking in my area, and I know not every state has a coast, but every state has gorgeous nature, that's for darn sure. And gosh, like, my biggest dream right now is going at least to Georgia, because it's the closest, to try to pan for gold. I don't even care if I find any. I just want to sit on a clear riverbed, hearing the water, and like hearing like the pebbles like under my feet. Oh, the crunch. And yeah, just with the sift just to see. And of course bring a magnet. I brought the magnet today, but I didn't end up magnet fishing. Actually, nothing against it or anything. just personally get just like very socially awkward, I think, and like too self-aware, and I just always feel either like I'm gonna fall asleep or eat like absolutely anything, which, you know, I eat absolutely anything, but just different. And I actually quit consuming alcohol a few years ago out of choice too, for like 50,000 reasons, and it was difficult. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, beer and whiskey, like, oh my god, it's quite. But what can you do? Anyway, I consider myself really shy. Obviously this is different, but in like social settings or whatever, also strangers, but I convinced myself I needed to drink in order to socialize, but I wasn't like remembering anything and like keeping to plans, and just like, you know, chaosing through life, which was great, but no regrets. Just there's things that I wasn't getting done, and like one of my main things is just like trying to create as much out of possible out of as little possible. I rarely leave my desk, and unless it's like out in nature preserves. There's a bunch. I live in the Florida swamps, so it's a lot of just trees and wetlands and stuff like that. But I forgot what I was saying. See this one? I don't need to. God. Oh, I couldn't read my handwriting. I have notebooks and notebooks and notebooks. Who knows if I'll do anything with them, but they're just any ideas, any thoughts, any like neat things that I learned. Like I have them just here, just in case anyone has any recommendations. But God, I'm losing my train of thought. This is why I need someone to stream with this. One person. But I wasn't making as much as I wanted to, and for an example, I give this example because it's the easiest. I was sleeping too much, so I threw away my bed and I got an army cot. I'm sorry, service people, because it's very comfortable, but definitely can't sleep in it. I mean, it was missing one of the bars at the end that keeps the thing taut, so by the next morning it would be a little looser, and so when you turned over, when you hit that hip bone on that aluminum bar, it worked, and stuff like that. I guess, I don't know. Ooh, these are really nice. I'm sure this your fish out, Jesus Christ. I haven't been used to this stuff, I haven't seen it in a while. It's been years since I went fishing. Last time I went fishing, like 4 years ago. 4 years ago. I think 4 years ago. I went to the West Coast, and my dad brought his boat because he's got a boat, but it hasn't ran in so long because of everything, and it's just sitting there. It's driving me nuts. But what plan? Just like a basic regular boat, and I want to go out there so bad. I want to find the rocks and just like I don't know what it is. The act of finding something and picking it up and putting it in a basket is, if I could find a way to do that the rest of my life, there will certainly be one happy human on this planet because, oh, what a dream. I remember, because, like, there's some history, but I really wanted as old as I could find. And, like, mudlarking to me, for instance, is probably, like, top tier exciting, like, thing to think about. But, like, if you look up mud larking river Thames, and mud, like M-U-D, larking, L-A-R-K-I-N-G, I would do that all day, every day. Like, full body reaction when I watch it, like, watch videos of people finding stuff. But long story short, I tried to find the oldest site in, like, Worth, like, the oldest site that I could, like, essentially walk to, and there's a nature preserve on Hypoluxo called, I think, the Hypoluxo Scrub Nature Preserve. It might be, maybe it's that. Yeah, it's that. It's got a huge wooden, bird watching tower, really neat spot, and, free, of course, and, big barefoot mailman statue, and a lot of gopher tortoises, huge and small, and the old cistern, which the original house that was there, that's where their water was stored. They since filled it up, but it used to be you used to be able to climb in it, and I always wanted to dig to the bottom because people filled it with trash. But it was there since I think the 1890s. Well, I found the house. The original house was there in, I think, either late 1890s or early 1900s. And then it was redone in 1935. And then in the 70s, it was burnt down. And, you know how, like, when firefighters practice, they will do controlled fires, and I remember driving down and, like, seeing there was this one practice house and it would always be on fire. This military trail, I think. No, like over kind of dumb. Anyway, oh, long story short, within the first 5 minutes, I found a 1919 Buffalo nickel. I found where the garage was, or like whatever the equivalent would have been. I have never seen what the house looked like, I don't think. The garage would have been in the kitchen, and I was able to collect a bunch of tiles, and a few of them I soldered together for coasters. And I still have a bunch of those tiles left. They're kind of in vague heart shapes, and you could put 4 together, kind of like a 4-leaf clover. And then there's stars that you could also make a whole other design. Hello, glass. What time is it in your part of the world? Because it is, I'm not sure actually. 2:47 here, crap. So, oh, that's it. Let's squeeze it in. So the reason I kind of stopped organizing is it seems like, for the most part, it's just gelatinous worms and rust. Oh, not so much rust. Oh, that's nice. I like this weight and this snaggle hook. I think it's a snaggle hook. A snag hook. That's cool. Like plastic. Rigid plastic. Oh, cool. I could probably do that with resin. Because when resin is fully cured, it's an inert plastic, so it's not like, but I don't know, I don't want it to get lost. Because that's one thing I do feel bad about it. That's why I want to magnet fish at the beach, because then I could take all the lures off. But it's a piece of fabric in there that makes that movement. And it's just plastic. There's, ooh, the mosquitoes found me. Interesting. Oh, I meant to say, what's it called? There's a tree in Florida. It grows along the coast, and it smells just like orange. Like, you would be shocked. And, like, you could look it up, Florida plant that smells like, and I guarantee you it'll pop up. It's wild. And, like, it smells like a group of, you know, like, just, it's wild. And, I always wondered why people didn't, like, plant that everywhere. Because, every now and then I smell it. And they're like, it's just, I always smell it at the beach, which is ironic because that's, like, where you would just, you know, smell the beach up. And, it's insane. And that just reminded me of my favorite beach. Oh my god. Oh god, I can't wait. It's spring. It was so cold. It was so cold. I just didn't have the right clothes for it. At the end of the winter, I finally found a wool cardigan. The problem is, I pretty much only like getting clothes from thrift stores. I've been like this way since my entire life. Brand new clothes that I can afford are just not good. For women's clothes, the worst fabrics, like the feeling of them, just I can't do. And especially in Florida during the summer, like, you sweat in these fabrics, but in the winter, they don't keep you warm. Doesn't make sense to me either. Imagining that. Anyway, so it's always, and then on top of that, like, having to return something online if it feels weird or fits off. Another thing is when I wash stuff, it just isn't the same. And I just prefer trying to find, like, early 2000s to, like, late 80s to early 2000s. That seems to be the eras of clothing that last me the longest, that fit me the best, and that just feel like more quality fabric, or just thicker fabric, more durable. And bonus, because, like, thrift stops is, and you never know what you're gonna find. And I tend to cycle through a lot of clothes just from, like, gardening and crafting, and so thrifting is just the only way I can get clothes. It actually started as a kid. My parents were bankrupt when I was a kid, so thrifting was the way to go. However, I was really into funky clothes, and I was already wearing my mom's clothes from the 80s, so got even heavier into it. And then I was lucky enough to start working at a vintage store when I was 13, but I couldn't get paid in money legally, and, you know, she really had to hustle. This is, like, quite some time ago, and it was the only vintage, like, specifically vintage shop in the downtown Lake Worth area. And but anyway, I couldn't get paid in money, so I got paid in clothes and broken jewelry and, like, clothes that needed repairs that she just didn't have time for. If I could get a setup like that again, because the other thing is the beads I use. I would say about 90% of the beads are secondhand, and either secondhand or reclaimed. And by reclaimed, I mean I try to get broken jewelry, and I try to get like dresses and clothing, like heavily beaded clothing from, say, the 80s, and try to get stuff that has glass beads and that's destroyed and that is, like, no longer able to use, which there is not a shortage of that here in Florida because the heat really does disintegrate clothing, and especially if it's stored in attics and garages. So, I run into a lot of stuff that the beads are pretty much, I could just grab them and just take a seam ripper and then put them in a jar with some dish soap and shake them up, and then you got brand new beads. A strand of beads, when you buy beads, you're usually buying it by the strand. And a strand is a strand. And it's not even like a strand, it's like a strand. And it'll say how many inches the strand is. I just can't live like that. And then each strand is a few dollars. And then, hello, hello, Akabard. I hope I did not fumble to, or Akabard. Very nice looking light. What time is it in y'all's part of the world? And beaded clothes, if you know beaded clothes, like in the 80s, how like the whole thing is like dripping in beads. All those beads are usually glass and like hand blown like seed beads, and all that goes in the garbage. So even if you like pass by it, or like your aunt or your aunt's friend is throwing away like some 80s dresses, take the beads off, because hey, you could impress a crafter. You could sell them on Etsy or eBay. Very cool. 9 a.m. Wow. So what is it here? 3. Wow. Another one. Very cool. Thank you. This is officially my work dress, because it's gotten smalls by now. But one thing I wanted to say before, if you can, I don't know what to say, but I'm trying to get groups of people together just for like online discussions, and excuse me, Kynto is the place, and excuse me, Kynto is Snappo's brainchild and passion project. He's programmed it completely from scratch, and it's just him right now doing that. So it's like it's alive. It's always changing, but you could share mic, camera, screen, just about anything. It's essentially a streaming platform at this point that you could build rooms and stuff. I make pixel art a little bit, kind of, definitely a beginner, but all the pixel art I make goes right into Kynto, and it's excuse me. I went to the beach today for the first time in a really long time because it's been so cold here in Florida, and the water was freezing. You're in the Netherlands, so it was probably like bath water, because I know it wasn't cold, but to me it was freezing. And like the summertime, the water is so warm, but oh my god. But I want to get over that, because missing out on cold water is missing out on life, essentially. The rest of my life, I plan on spending in water. It doesn't matter if it's fresh water, salt water, ice water. I really want to try the ice water thing. Have you seen the girl, she like dunks in the water and she comes out with a crown of ice? How? She's not even shivering at all. Like, I just want to know how. And like I know the exhilaration, and just like, oh my god, I cannot imagine how good that feels. And the ocean here is I'm southeast Florida, so it's the excuse me, it's the Atlantic, and I do just about all kinds. I didn't no training or anything by any means, or I lovingly call myself a jackass of all trades, because I tinker in a lot of things. Right now I'm organizing tackle, because I'm convinced I am going to also spend the summer fishing for cobia. This beast. But, My website has probably the easiest. I wish I could just type it. I don't know why it doesn't let me type. That's ridiculous. But my website's probably the easiest. It's Subtropical Botanica, Botanica. And it's not just for me. Anybody who wants to add their art, their links, their dreams, if they want to have a running dream diary. Oh my god. I feel like I went to the fair and was like screaming on roller coasters. Oh my god. It's just something so simple. It was just, I had the best time today. And, because the winter, if us in Florida, I would say probably like 99.999% of South Floridians don't have a working heater. And, also, clothes, what are those? South Florida, it gets really hot during the summertime, so, you know, you can't judge a Floridian or South Floridian how they dress because they might be dressing that way for survival. Heat. I know Arizona is wicked hot too, but I often hear Floridians say, but we have humidity. I'm sure they have, I don't know. Well, I guess the desert. I don't know. Never been to a desert. I really want to. Very sweet. Then definitely you gotta go in Kynto, because that's where I'm trying to like get everybody, because it's so hard to like actually have conversations and stuff. And coming out of years of isolation, we have a bunch of projects going, and we're actually trying to make some music now. Neither of us know what we're doing, but we really like doing it. And oftentimes when we're streaming, it's just dead silence, and I can't play any music because of copyright. And even when I was streaming at the fair, a lady in the church was singing, and that triggered the copyright. And I wish I could type Kynto. Let me see if Snap Photos work at work. Probably. So, and gosh, if you ever try pixel art, feel free to send. Is it a PNG? I do mostly arts and crafts, popsicle sticks and glue. Not quite that, but I really do enjoy a good popsicle stick. But a lot of handmade jewelry. I try to use salvaged goods. Right now, I'm working on chains. I've been doing resins. I can't talk. I make resin pendants. I got daggers, ongs, just about every symbol. But the reason why I chose resin to go full force in is I'm able to put all my seeds, petals from stuff that I grow, because in between seasons, I guess, so spring and summer, I try to spend most of the time planting as much as I can and getting as much as I can in the ground and propagating as much as I can. And then, like, I have some, I keep forgetting what I call it, forage, or fail-proof, I have to write it down, Fail-proof. Fail-proof. Forager. Friendly. Famine garden? No. Famine food garden? I mean, a lot of it's considered that. The cassava especially. Pretty much try to do a little bit of everything good. And one like self goal I have is trying to learn every craft, and whether it be crochet, knitting I haven't quite figured out yet, and tufting is one I really want to try. The videos are just like really addicting, and I can never find affordable rugs. Rugs are quite expensive, even for old ones, unless you want just like a basic like welcome mat. But for like a nice little rug, understandably so if it's handmade, of course, but you know, sometimes you just need a nice little rug. And I can't imagine the freedom that that brings. A tufting gun. I try to do things like with stuff I have. Like I do some weaving, like loom weaving, but it's on a scrap wood with nails and stuff like that. And that's the stuff that I really want to start filming, because I feel like it's stuff that anybody finds in the back alleys, and especially copper. All the copper I use in my jewelry is just scrap copper from electricians, my dad's garage, back alleys, the fire pit. When I first came out here, there's a bunch of copper in the fire pit, and that has made some of my favorite rings and things. Yeah, 100%. And that's what I was saying not too long ago, is I try to, even the beads that I use, 90% of them are salvaged beads from beaded clothes or beaded bags that are just falling apart, or broken jewelry. And they just have a certain quality, and they feel better. They're more interesting to me because like a lot of them are either like hand blown, so they're all different shapes. And even if it's the same little bead, they'll be all different shapes and all different kind of shades, because they're hand done. And a lot of that ends up in the garbage, because when beaded dress is disintegrating from the floor to heat in an attic, it's usually going to go in the garbage. And beads are expensive, really expensive. And not just crafters use them. Look at these pearls. I do like decorating words too. Pretty much anything. So that's one reason. I know I keep saying Kynto, but that's like it. And it's I don't know. It's a treat. It's a treat, because I think there's gonna be a whole resurgence of crafts. There always is, and crafting has never gone out of style. Like there's always a crafting community, but I'm sure when you scroll, you see how, I don't know, people are more inclined to make their own things now, and that's something I've always really appreciated in just ingenuity. It doesn't matter if the ingenuity is just like a rubber band and a thumbtack. Like there's certain genius in like everyday repairs and like just basic creating. And Staff was a computer programmer. He also repairs vintage tech and like Commodore 64, stuff like that. It's a new world for me. I'm coming from definitely like popsicle sticks and pom-poms, but I collect vintage myself, so it really goes hand in hand. Just about anything, really. I'm trying to put more effort into finding specific shells and like specimens, and not live specimens, nothing that takes away from anything. Here, the shells are incredible. Netherlands is big. I'm sure, like, oh my god, I'm sure the seeds and All I can think of is picturesque landscapes. Netherlands is tight. I don't know much about it, so please do feel free to share any of your favorite things about. Oh my gosh, that's what I've come to really, really start being more aware of, like surroundings. Like Florida is a tourist state, and meaning there's like reasons people are, you know, and trying to, like, I've never been to a spring, and never been to the Keys either. The Keys here are pretty notorious worldwide because of the 7 Mile Bridge. I haven't been there, but the springs, everywhere has springs, and gosh, I've just never been in one. Oh my god, that is so cool. Manager at That is so cool. Yeah, please do. Please stop by anytime. I'm usually here, honestly. It's in between projects, so keeps me kind of grounded in this. And, you know, isolation doesn't have to be isolating. And I say isolation because, you know, the world is so little closed off. And I live in the swamps, so. But happy trails, and I hope you have, like, the perfect night. And, I thought I was gonna do more, but I don't. Oh, it's cool. I don't know what it is. I'm guessing you break these off because one is broken. One is broken, and there's little. Yeah, it feels like it'll give. Interesting. Oh, it's straight lead. I just don't know. I think I'm just gonna have to make a list of stuff. So really only use sabikis and cute little hooks. Obviously the cuteness doesn't have much to do with the use, but I don't know, I just the hooks I tend to always gravitate towards small ones and medium ones. I guess it all depends on what you're fishing for. That floater is broken. Alright, I don't think I need. Yeah. Oh, church! Nice! Where'd you come from? Careful, there's hooks. Church. I'm just gonna move this entirely. This is my hunk of pine. When I want to make self-burning or self-igniting incense, I just take my Dremel and just drill, and I'll drill over a tray, and then you want it, and then I just collect that, and that'll burn, that'll like self-ignite and all, and you can mix it with ground rose petals or just ground lavender or ground rosemary, anything. And I'll have self-burning incense. Then you don't need a coal or anything like that. So, very useful to have a chunk of pine. And I'm sure there's tons of other wood. Oh, I guess I don't have to be sure. There are. Oh, okay, cool. See, there's another one of them. Oh, wait, maybe not. I don't know what that is. There's like that. totally forgot what I was saying. So on that note, I think this is Turk. He is a rescue bulldog. He needed a home. We had room for him. All the hooks are up, so there's nothing he can get injured on like this. I will put the gelatinous ones in there. Oh, here's my stuff. Oh, it's all gelatinous. Oh, yeah. Isn't that cool? Very shiny. I keep this little thing on me, especially this time of year, and it's just little seeds that I could pop in places that look like they won't get hit with a mower. And then this one got tamarind and mustard seeds and one mystery seed. And this one, Royal Point Sienna seeds, Hawaiian baby wood seeds, tropical plant, sesame seeds, out of curiosity, mammoth sunflower seeds. Stoked to try to get a patch of these this year. And more mustard seeds. Those are the Florida broadleaf mustards. Nice, spicy, huge leaf. On my website, I don't want to call it my website, on the site, Subtropical Botanica, I think in Plant Dictionary, something. There's a picture of me with one of my broadleaf leaves, proudly presenting my face next to it. This is milkweed and cardamom. I think that was another curiosity. Oh, here it is. Some loofah gourd seeds and lang lang. And lang lang, the seeds are medicinal and they taste like kind of like a sour popcorn. Really interesting texture. I'll leave this up here so I remember. Nuts. Oh, yeah. Okay. Little hooks. Oh. No. Jeez. I'm afraid to open it again, so I'm just gonna... Oh, perfect. That's all I need. I'm just gonna Sabiki at the taco store. Sabiki is this little, like, string. No. Let me check first. You're good. A little string, and it has 6, I believe, little hooks on it. To catch bait fish. So, I don't need too many. I think I can marry them together. Careful. I don't want to mess up the flow, so I'll put these in something else when I find. Pretty soon I'm not going to be able to sit outside like this because the swamps are Florida swamp. literal breeding ground for mosquitoes. And like 1,000 different species. But I tell you what, it's worth it. And my vision sucks at night. I always was so jealous of people that could just see clearly at night. I'm gonna make sure. Hey. I don't understand what he does. If you try to like push him away for his safety, he just comes back and sits on you. What are these? What's that? Oh. Okay, that's enough. Oh, I finally got that on camera, that sound. No. Grabs my Very good. I feel like it's in bad taste to put this next to the fish tank. I'm not gonna do that. Nice little these here. Nuts and bolts with it. I don't know what these are for, but I'm always curious. When I was a kid, I made, it wasn't a skirt, it was like a wrap that I used as a skirt. I made these big tassels with these as the tassel cups. Oh, those are nice. Ha! I think I'm gonna have to jack these. Oh, shit. Jack them for myself. But for jewelry. They're very strong. Tiny little Tyson. Oh, hello, Emmer Glau. Pretty good. It's let's see, 3:23 in the morning here in South Florida, but figured it was a good time to try to. Oh, is this what it's supposed to be? Darn. Maybe this is supposed to be, no. That's good. Yeah. Well, shoot. I thought I had those things. I could get those things. I don't have a fishing pole, actually. Whoa! That was so spooky looking. Is that fog? What's happening? Huh? What is that about? Well, I don't know what's happening with my camera. That is so spooky looking. Am I seeing this right? Well, anyway. gelatinous worms on the camera was not a good idea, turns out. I wonder how long it was like that. I did not pay attention. Thank you, Music Zen, for that, because whoops. I'm gonna pop off to probably go to bed and to get as much sunlight tomorrow as possible, because it's very dark out here at night, so can't do anything unless I'm right next to a lamp. And if I put a headlamp on, headlamps are like one of the most valuable tools, but when I put a headlamp on, just moths moths and mosquitoes right in your face the entire time. But please, if y'all are into art or India, very cool. Very cool. Shoot, it's just made me want to ask questions. India has some of my most favorite landscapes. I know it's not obviously it's not cheesy to have a favorite landscape, but Kashmir, the most beautiful valleys in the world where roses grow like just wild. It's incredible, and the art. Oh my God, the art. Oh no. Sorry about that. Feel free to stop by Kynto. We're gonna be doing art streams and all kinds of stuff. And probably try to figure out how to make some music through it. Sapo's already got it, so the crystals, you can place crystals and turn them into organs. And if you place them in a line, you could have a full-on organ. And, oh, thank you, Music Zen. Yeah, feel free to, ask any questions. We got a bunch of projects going. Yeah, and they're all community-based, so more the merrier, honestly. And yeah, so on that note, I'm gonna get this guy inside anyway. He's a rescue, and he's definitely trying to get this box open. Anyway, happy trails. Thank y'all for stopping by and hanging out in the middle of the night. It's pretty cool. I didn't expect much because it's time is 3:27. It's not too late. I'm quite night owl. Snap is a night owl too, so we're both working on stuff still. But so Tropical Botanica is my yeah. I'm sure. He is absolute chaos in its purest form. Ooh, oh my God. He stepped on my notebook like twice and it just looks like it's been through a tornado. Yay! Oh. Very cute though. I feel the mosquitoes starting to find me, so that's probably like good. So is. I'm gonna really remember that art naturally Church. His name is Church. Any last words? I just have to brace for his paws. He's so heavy, he's so dense. His face in the camera. Alright, well, happy trails, and thank you all for stopping by. And please do feel free to stop by anytime. We're always here working on stuff. And just always looking for more people that want to create things, because, like, yeah, times are uncertain, but with the power of the internet, everyone's connected anyway. And that is a very beautiful thing. It'd be cool to have a room where it's streams, like, pretty much of everybody's, like, natural landscapes. Like, we would go to the beach here, but someone else might go to a hiking trail or, like, a cliff. I don't know. Possibilities are really endless. Every choice. What was I? Oh, I think I put a description. The description has links to everything that I mentioned, I think. I haven't looked up the description very recently. I just kind of hit paste every time, so I don't forget, but it's there. Happy trails. I'm blind as a